We're going to go over a Humphrey propane indoor wall mount light. I do not have it on the wall. I put it in the center. I've never been around one of these before, so I didn't know how bright it was. I'm sure it would look a little brighter once I have paneling or sheetrock up on the ceiling and painted it white. It may look like a 70-watt light bulb in here. I'll not take long to cover this. So I put it together down the garage, just put it on a board, mounted it, drilled me a hole in the back. Went to Lowe's today, got the copper line. Regulator, 15 bucks. I don't know how much the copper line was. 20 foot of it, I believe. I already had the light as a Christmas gift and a flanging tool. And I bought like a $15 mailbox for a rental property that I got. So I had $91. Subtract 14 in this little project at Lowe's today. I'm gonna cover a couple more light sources here. Just the basics. I think if you've got a cabin and you're really doing the off the grid mindset thing, if you are not maximizing your light by painting the inside white and the ceiling's white, you're really not doing yourself a favor if you are really setting it up for something off the grid. And I know I just covered a propane light, but as I built this thing, I will stick with the basics as nothing but a wood burner and candles and a big stockpile of candles. You know, anything's just going to get you by for so long. I also will have a 12-volt Harbor Freight solar panels outside, and I will just run 12-volt in here. I will probably use a couple dome lights out of vehicles. I think in a real situation, you know, you're not going to run out and find replacement bulbs for what you may have, whatever your 12-volt system is. And, you know, you can come across an old junked out car at any time if that situation ever comes. Take you a 4-way, undo the dome light inside, come back here. You don't have to worry about matching bulbs up. You just put it back in its place. I think it's something a lot of people overlook when they build things, and I'm sure I'm overlooking stuff as I build things, even though I will have propane and the solar panels. I do not know the life expectancy out of Harbor Freight solar panels. I've not looked that up, see if anybody else has covered it yet. Other things I've done this winter, I put just insulation up here. Took me 2 rolls. And I've also, of course, done this side. Done a little more painting this winter on some of the warm days that we've had, and I've rolled down my carpet today, and I was going to completely finish it over there, but I didn't bring me a broom with me, so I don't exactly want to have nothing over there. And I'd swept all this before I'd actually put this down, but I'll make sure I clear it out pretty good. I'm going to do one room at a time. Maybe that might help me get something done instead of jumping from a kitchen to over here to the living area. And I'm not sure where I'm going to mount my wood burner yet. Don't really want to leave candles out up here in case somebody was to break in, depending on the season. And I know I'll have a fireplace, so they could keep the candles going, even if they build a fire and leave it. Hopefully, you know, I've built a couple fires by then, and seeing that everything will be okay if a fire up here is left unattended, how close it is to a wall. Well, the step-up room right there goes to right there, and then you can walk down to the door that way. There will be a wall in that step-up room. Just, I call it a step-up room, just a couple inches there, 2x6 actually, or 2x8, and that'll probably be the kitchen area, maybe some food. I may put a shower down there in that far corner. But before I get off subject too much, that's just a couple of little ideals on the 12-volt dome light system. If you go ahead and set yourself up that way, you always come across a junk car. And if you want no quick fix and you got family and you just go to this place like this and want to stay the night, you got your little light right there. Bring you a propane tank every once in a while. I understand when everybody's setting stuff up, they'll bring propane and other solar panel kits and they'll holler off the grid. I actually didn't want to have too many windows in this, so I only went with 3. I figure more windows, more problems. But I would love to have the big window because out that side of the cabin is the most amazing view back here on the ridgetop. But it was just so hard getting stuff up here, especially being on this ridge. I mean, from the blocks to the mortar to the wood to the tin roof. I mean, everything you go about is just hard. So, you know, you're going to get your stragglers every once in a while that'll come back here maybe on a four-wheeler or come near this thing. It might break into it, but being on a four-wheeler, you're not going to haul too much off. And unless you come back with a truck some other time after you scouted it out with a four-wheeler. We'll just see how that goes. I've left my lights up here, my generator up here for 2 years. And this project's probably went on for 5 years. Nothing's been stolen yet. Of course, it probably won't get stolen until I get it completely built. Anyway, we'll do another video as we go along.